Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to the United Hearts podcast, where we're going to be talking about inspiring heroes. This is our segment for today, and we will have a couple of series that's going to go on with special guests. This is where we highlight community businesses and individuals that are actively making impact in their and making a difference in the community that they're in. Okay, and so for today. We're going to be talking about kids with extracurricular activities. And the reason why we're doing that is because we believe that when you have your child in an extracurricular activity, it brings the child and the parents bond up to a level that can cause them to thrive. And so, not only that, this is something that can cause not only the parent and the child, but it will also help the family to thrive also. So we're going to go into introducing our special guest, and I'm going to give that to Stephanie.
Okay, so our interviewer is this series is Jojo, and he's one of the coaches at Night Ravens FC Soccer Academy here in El Paso, Texas. So I've known Jojo for many years, and when we're thinking about this theme, I was like, oh, we should introduce Jojo. I think he's going to do great. And he went to school for something else, but then somehow he dived into being a coach. So we're going to dive into that a little bit later. He's going to tell us his story. But really quickly, we're Familiology. And at Familiology, we believe that healthy family dynamics begin before birth. So we support families from conception to adulthood relationships by reducing stress and overload with solution-based services and our GPS para Familias program. And our team consists of family advocates and maternal advocates consultants. So I'm your host, Stephanie.
Hi, and I'm Andrea.
And then our guest, our hero for this series is Jojo. So Jojo, tell us your story. Like, how did you become a coach at this academy?
Well, hi guys. My name is Coach Jojo from Night Ravens Soccer Academy. Thank you for inviting me. It's very um it's very emotional for me to talk about this because it was an important part of my life when things just flipped on me. It was post-COVID. COVID already started, dying out and stuff like that. So I was working as an intern in Albuquerque as an architect, intern architect. So I had to leave that behind to come back to El Paso to be with my family. COVID was going on, and then my parents were getting sick, and I wanted to be with my family. So when that came to be, I came to El Paso, and then COVID just finished and stuff, and then something very unexpected happened in my life. My dad passed away in a truck accident. So he passed away, and in my life, he's the pillar of my life. He was the one that was in charge of everything. Without him, it just crumbled. I stopped working. I just wanted to sleep. I just went into this very long depression when my dad passed away. So what happened? One of my friends invited me to San Antonio to go tubing, and I said yes. And I told him my situation, and I was feeling down, and that I wanted to do something, and then I needed money. So he's like, well, I'm helping, I'm a soccer coach. Why don't you come and help me set up? Like, come at least help me set up and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, good. So I went in there, and I noticed that he needed more of my help than I thought he would. So I started coaching the kids. He's like, you know what? I'll take these kids. I know a little bit about sports. I know about soccer, so I can teach you. Okay. So when that happened, everything just changed. It moved. It did a 360 of my life. I never thought I would be a coach, but the kids changed my life completely. They got me from zero to up there. It really, really helped me.
Wow. So let's go more into that, and the irony that it was the family focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know the same feeling. I lost my father too, after the pandemic on the 21st. And so I do understand it. And it did change the dynamic. So now that you went into going into teaching the children and all that, how did the children impact you as the individual? Like, I know that your situation impacts you to do the coaching, but now let's dive into the children that you coach. How did it impact you as an individual and individuals as a whole?
It impacted me in a way I never imagined. It was kind of that light that I needed to push forward in my life and to notice that, because when my dad passed away, I thought that everything was just downhill now. Like, you know what? Like, not, I have no purpose. There's no purpose anymore. I don't see myself doing anything else because I mean, I lost everything. I lost everything in my life that my mom is here and she struggled too. So all of her family really struggled. And me as the oldest male in my family, there's a certain pressure on it. But when the kids, it gave me a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. Like the way the kids look at you especially because I teach from 2-year-olds all the way to 13. So I have 2-year-olds playing in the field, learning how to play soccer, and when they go at you like with that smile in their face and like, Coach Jojo, how are you? And then you know how kids do the silliest things, like they're just like very, oh my God, like very like a sunshine. Like I said, like even though they start crying and stuff like that, even though then that they just sometimes they don't want to be there, but sometimes they just come down and it's like, well, why are we doing this, Coach Jojo? Like that impacted me in my life. And I think when that happened, everything changed in me personally inside. And I was able to realize it was like, you know what? Life is worth keep going. Like this is something that we can move forward. And I can, now that I know how to be at my very lowest and see how kids can guide me to a certain way, maybe I can do that for the kids too. Maybe I can push them forward. And maybe instead of coming in all sad, honestly, if I have a bad day, or even if something happens in the academy and I coach, like everything goes away, everything just goes away. And it's just like being in the moment and being there present for the kids and being and able to help them and watch them grow. And I think that really does, it helps everybody, because not only they come in like with a very certain attitude, and then maybe you're sad, and then with their attitude they contage your attitude, and then everything just elevates to a different level.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what you're saying, that they help you to grow, and you're seeing them grow, and you're just inspiring each other. And so, like, do you have a story that you could share that makes you like, oh, remember this moment where you see that this work, you notice an impact that has affected the parents and the children's bonding together? Like, have you seen something like that?
Not the only thing, let me put this, being, like you guys said, being outside with your kids has already impact enough, because during this time and age where everybody's at work and the kids just be on TV, just for a parent to come out with their kid and push their kid to be better and to exercise and to be outside, that is a bond in general that the dynamics changes, the dynamics between the family. And what I love about it is like with kids a little bit older, right? We go into games and then we bring the whole family. They bring the grandpa, the grandma, the cousins and stuff, and they're cheering, and then they're, that's that bond. And it is very important for a parent to be there on the outside. So when I teach my parents on the 2-year level, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, they're 2 years old. They're not going to be able to do whatever I want them to do, but I want you there. I want one parent to be there. They don't know me. They don't know anybody in the field. They're going to feel overwhelmed. So they need some support in there to feel comfortable. to feel comfortable and to feel, that they belong. And little by little, they start separating each other, right? Little by little, the kid starts doing his own thing and the dad starts backing up. But it takes time and it takes commitment. And that's that bond that you create. And then those memories are the ones that we miss, or the ones that we remember the most. Because I remember the times where I was with my father. So the little things, I was like, oh, I remember I went this. I remember I changed my tire with my dad.
Yeah.
Imagine, hey, I remember going to soccer with my dad. I remember like my dad taking me, and my grandpa and my mom. It creates a very core value in their system.
I like how you said that, because that is I'm thinking back on some of the memories. My extracurricular activity was piano. But I had to go to a recital, right? And then they had to hear me messing up. It got to the point they even gave me earphones on a keyboard. It was crazy. But anyways, so I do get what you're saying on how that not only was the parents, but going to the games, right? And having that bond. And so that kind of goes back to seeing them grow. How important is it to because that is a challenge. 1 minute you're 2 and you can't kick the soccer ball, or you haven't made a score. Say that child did not make one. How important is that to know how far to push that child?
Yes.
And how far it is to just say it's okay. So how do you go by seeing that child and helping them grow, but yet not breaking their spirit in the same token? How do you do that?
It's we have to, first of all, we have to let them succeed and fail at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We can't force a kid to do things. Okay. One of the times things that I tell my parents is like, you know what, like, I know it's more patience for you guys than for me. I've done this for already 5 years, for 3 to 4 to 5 years. So I already know my kids. I know every single kid and the scenario that happens and that comes with it. And it's just a process. It's a process that we need to understand, is sometimes we need to push and sometimes we need to let it go. Okay. When they're throwing a tantrum on the floor or something, it's like, all right, give him time. Let him pick himself up. Let him figure out what he wants to do. Okay. Because if you're out there pushing and pushing, they're just going to keep throwing tantrums and tantrums. And kids are kids. So we got to let them. And if they give me 5 minutes, I'm good. Next time we'll push for 10. Next time we'll push for 20. And then later by little and little, it's going to push. But also, we got to celebrate their success as well, and sometimes we do need that support from parents, that if they don't score a goal and then they are very upset, they need someone besides me to be like, it's okay, son, it's okay, daughter, it's okay, we'll get it next time, it's okay. It gives them a little comfort and a level of autonomy as well, to be able to, all right, it's okay. All right, I'll try next.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I definitely, everything you're saying, Jojo, reminds me of like building children to be resilient.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I remember, like my little Satya, she's very shy, and she's like, any mistake she makes, she feels really sad and down, and she like shrivels down. And I have to tell her, I was like, we all make mistakes. Like, I started learning how to do skates, and I have to learn how to fall to be successful, because when you know how to fail properly, then you're able to be more protected, or more, I don't know, like it just does this thing where you just knows how to grow. And I feel like that's what you guys are doing. You guys are being this other guidance that is going to add into the kid's life, having someone positive in their life that is going to help them to continue this resilience. And so that is going to continue to help them in the future, because not only are you helping the parents to also not be so harsh on them and hard, and more loving and nurturing when they're making mistakes and encouraging them, but then they have you guys as well doing the same thing, and that's just going to increase their bucket of resilience. So when life comes, they're able to handle stress more properly. They have more better coping skills, and I just think that's really amazing. This is why I wanted to do this series, to show that extracurricular activities are impactful in a very positive way for the children, the family, and it will filter all the way to the community because you're building that resilience and good character within the child.
Yes.
And so we just wanted to know, like, how can the community, support your organization or get involved or find you? Like, how can people find you guys?
How can people, well, just social media. Social media is a big presence right now, and being being out there and being an academy and stuff. Look us up. It's Night Raven Soccer Academy.com on Instagram and on Facebook as well. It really just reach out to us, and then we'll see what we can work with. Right now we're doing, the good thing about our organization is that we have what is called Ravens Care. So Ravens Care talks about people that, okay, say if we don't have the money to participate, we are able to do scholarships for our kids. Scholarship for our kids. I deal with a lot of kids with autism as well that come into the academy, especially because a lot of kids don't have that social skill, and that we want to incorporate into them. So that helps them, incorporate social skills, life lessons, like you said, filling up that bucket. I remember one in particular. His name was Little Vinny. Vinny had a speech impediment. Vinny had struggle speaking, and his mom enrolled him into the academy. So when he started when he started playing in the academy and started listening to me and stuff like that, his mom one time came in crying and said that the therapist told them or asked him, "What did you do today?" or "What do you say?" And he started talking like, "Go," like what I teach him in the academy. And he's like, Jojo, like he started talking, and he started developing those skills. And it's because of that level. When you put the kids into the environment and extracurricular activities, you're talking about making friends. You're talking about playing outside, being in the fun, being with your parents on the outside. Having those skills of social skills that sometimes we tend to, not address that much. I was like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, he's an only child. That's fine. No, put him out there. Ask him, like, help him make friends. Help him make good memories and fun memories of being with people and being around people as well. I know sometimes I try to exclude myself from being social, but you miss that connection with other people, and that helps you out to be a good adult at the end, to have the social skills.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm so glad you came on, and that's what we said. You are an inspiring hero to us, okay?
Thank you.
And I hope for those that hear and you want to get involved with the Night Ravens Soccer Academy, come on, reach out to him. I know this is going to truly be something that is going to cause you to thrive in your family. And thank you again for coming on, Jojo. I really appreciate you.
No, thank you guys for inviting me. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank y'all.
Bye.